Heights. I'm rereading it because everybody's reading it right now because of the movie that came out. And so, I have not watched the movie. I probably won't. Well, I definitely won't. I don't really like to watch movies. But, this book, great book, so entertaining. Genuinely, I also have nothing intelligent to say about any of these books. So, I'm just gonna tell you my vibes, the thoughts. Basically this book is about... What is this book about? This book is about insufferable people, essentially. It's about racism, it's about abuse. It's about anger. And it's about... They're basically mocking off and like who can insult each other the best, and like they're all rage baiting each other all the time, bro. Like, literally, let me tell you, rage baiting. That's one word I can use to describe this book. All of these characters have it out for each other. Genuinely, they all hate each other. This is like the most dysfunctional cast of characters that I've like ever met. I'm like, wow. This is my personal hell, honestly. But great book. That's really all I have to say about it. It's a romp, it's a great time. Because you're not really rooting for anyone. You're just kind of watching all of it unfold, and you're like, wow, I didn't know you could stoop to that level. But then you're not actually surprised. Anyways, gothic, very gothic. I love the setting. The setting, honestly, makes it for me, just because the atmosphere is so tangible. Like, I felt like I was there, and I knew the vibes, and I knew the weather. Like, I could feel the weather, and I could feel it, how it played out throughout the story, and how it set up the story, and how it paralleled to the story. The setting, I thought, was just absolutely brilliant. And I think that was my favorite part about this book, is like the imagery. But yeah, insufferable people. And honestly, if you relate to any of these characters, you're like, oh, that's me. I raise my eyebrow to you. That's what I will say about that. Anyways, that's Wuthering Heights, Emily Bronte. Oh. Maybe I shouldn't throw things around like that. Next is a big We got East of Eden. This book, I read it off and on for like a month, and I like read some other books in between reading it. But just because it's so ginormous, but it's not dense at all. Like, it's super easy to read, and it's super easy to follow, and like all the characters are like offers fresh insight into the writer's own coming of age, her transformative tragic friendship with her childhood friend Zaza LaCoin, and how her youthful relationship shaped her philosophy. Oh yeah, and this is translated from the French by, like I just said, Sandra Smith. So, love a good translated novel about intense girlhood and female friendship. Right up my alley. 5 stars. I don't even rate things because, like, I don't know where I don't know, but 5 stars. I don't remember anything. I just remember not wanting to put it down. So, that's the highest compliment I can give it. Next. Well, okay, these are not in chronological order. I have no clue what the chronological order of this was, but I think I read this one. No, I read Inseparable first, and then I read this one. Okay. Next is my first Morrison. Oh my god. I bet some of you are jealous, because everybody's read Morrison, and this is my first one, so you were like, take me back to the time when I was first as mind blown, as she probably is, and I am mind blown, so. This is Sula by Toni Morrison. I think I don't know. But anyways. Okay, if the last book was a 5-star, this is a 10-star out of 5. Oh my god. Oh my god. I've never thought as much as I did after reading this book. Like, genuinely, my brain, like, grew more wrinkly. Like, I had a smooth brain before I read this book, and now I have a really wrinkled old brain, okay? And so, basically, Sula is another book about very intense female friendship, but it's also about, what is this book about, honestly? It's about growing up and let me read the back and then I'll, like, remember all my thoughts. Okay, so it says, 2 girls who grow up to become women, 2 friends who become something worse than enemies. In this brilliantly imagined novel, Nobel Prize laureate Toni Morrison tells the story of Nell Wright and Sula Peace, who meet as children in the small town of Medallion, Ohio. Their devotion is fierce enough to withstand police and the burden of a dreadful secret. It endures even after Nell has grown up to be a pillar of the black community and Sula has become a pariah. But their friendship ends in an unfortunate, unforgivable betrayal, or does it end? Terrifying, comic, ribald, and tragic, Sula is a work that overflows with life. So, this book is about these 2 women, and they're 2 sides of the same coin, alright? I guess that's how you describe it. Like, one is this model citizen, and the other is the opposite of that. But they're also the same. They have the same desires, they have the same wants, and they love each other so much. You can feel it, it's palpable. And a lot of things happen that really make me question social constructs and what is deemed right and wrong. And kind of made me question, like, I don't know what it made me question, but all I was thinking reason I love reading about a singular mindset, a singular goal. And especially with, like, athletes and somebody that's, like, super good at one thing. Like, I don't want to read about a jack of all trades. I want to read about a specialist, you know what I mean? And so these people end up, like, specializing in, these people are super good at, like, things like chess. Like, that's kind of their one thing. Like, that's what they're known for. That's what they do. That's kind of their identity. And I love reading about that. So this book kind of hit the spot, and I've been wanting to read this for quite a while. But again, I'm no English literary expert, so you know, so I really have nothing of substance to say about any of these other than that. I enjoyed them, and I was like, I could never think of something that's brilliant, even though I'm super cool. You know, we all have our talents, we all have our faults. And anyways, that's kind of the end of the video. If you want more book content, then tell me. And if you have any video recommendations, you should also tell me those. So, anywho, oh my gosh, this hair is like hanging out. I don't like that at all. Anyways, peace out.